You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. She's not naturally warm. You will probably file that observation under "No shit, Sherlock," knowing what you know about Harry's wife in terms of her witness behaviours and, of course, the fact that she's a narcissist, that any warmth that's exhibited by her, of course, is entirely manufactured for the purposes of seeking out the prime aims. For instance, where she maintains that she's a hugger, of course, many of her behaviours demonstrate that she's not. When she hugs somebody, that's an exhibition of fake empathy. In order to control that person and prompt them to provide her with fuel, her narcissism dictates that she gives them a hug to make it look like she cares. But because she's a narcissist, we know that she does not. We know that that activity is entirely fake. On the surface, it looks genuine. But to those of us who know how she behaves and, of course, know her inner workings by virtue of her being a narcissist, we know that this is just a veneer, a facade that's being generated to make it look like she's fun, kind, one of you. As reported in page 6 by Tamantha Ryan, Rebel Wilson commented that when she met Harry's wife, she found her not naturally warm. The article explains, Rebel Wilson did not get a warm reception from Harry's wife when she first met the Duchess of Sussex. Harry's wife was not as cool. She wasn't as naturally warm, the senior year star, 43, said on Watch What Happens, live with Andy Cohen. Wilson noted, however, that Harry's wife's standoffish behaviour could have been due to her Australian mum, Sue Bounds, asking slightly rude questions like, "Where are your kids?" And I'm like, "Mom, don't ask her that," the actress added. Now, asking somebody, "Where are your kids?" isn't a rude question at all, is it? It's simply, "I know you apparently have children. Where are they?" It's a conversational piece, something to talk about. Many people will talk about the weather. People will talk about family, talk about their spouses, talk about their children, will talk about their jobs. These are the pillars of small talk that exist. So asking somebody, "Where are your kids?" is hardly a rude question, but of course remember, it will be interpreted as such by Harry's wife. Rebel Wilson's mother will be a tertiary source to Harry's wife. She doesn't know her. And when she asks her that question, she's providing her with fuel because she's directing her response toward Harry's wife, but because she's asking a question of her, it amounts to challenge fuel. Given the sensitivities surrounding the existence of the children, which Harry's wife will be well aware of, either in terms of, 1, they do exist, they are her children, but she is well aware of the repeated rumours that they are not, or 2, she knows that they don't exist and therefore deems such a question as impertinent. Either way, the questioning is interpreted by Harry's wife as a threat to control because it's asking her to account for her behaviour, her world, her life in some respect, and the likes of Harry's wife, as a narcissist of course, are not there to be accountable to the little people. You can only ask us questions when you're invited to do so, for the purposes, for instance, of an arranged interview, and only then. You're only going to ask the questions that the narcissist has ensured that have been carefully vetted and placed before you to ensure that the narcissist is portrayed in a good light as all-important facade management. However, when it comes to Harry's wife, you ask her an off-piste question, so to speak. Innocuous as it is, it will be interpreted as a threat to control. So I think that Rebel Wilson is actually being a little bit more than fair by suggesting that the question was slightly rude and giving Harry's wife a pass in terms of, well, perhaps she wasn't particularly warm because my mum was asking rude questions. No, Rebel, it's quite simply this. Your mother was asking a question which Harry's wife determined she was not entitled to do. That threatened her sense of control. Subconsciously, she therefore responded by cold-shouldering her. You saw the presentation of cold fury. Wilson said the meeting took place in Santa Barbara, and that by contrast, Prince Harry could not have been nicer. When host Andy Cohen asked the pitch-perfect actress if she had known the royals prior to the meet-up, she said she hadn't, and they just had a mutual friend. Maybe that's why she was like, "Who are these annoying convicts from Australia?" the comedian joked of the Duchess, 41, before reiterating that Harry, 38, was lovely. Fans on social media had mixed reactions to Wilson's recollection of her run-in with Harry's wife and Harry. Talking about Harry's wife negatively because she doesn't respond to rude questions. Rebel Wilson should have more material than this. Boring, tweeted one critic of Wilson's claims. The British people's entitlement towards Harry's wife's children is getting above strange. I mean, it's been that way, but thank God they are keeping them off that island. Those people are weird, added another. Not quite sure what the relevance of that is to do with somebody who's Australian asking the question, but then again, we're never going to credit the supporters of Harry's wife with any intelligence, are we? Because they don't have any. Another wrote, Harry's wife's mask failure. Real celebrities and Hollywood elites are starting to tell the truth that she isn't a hugger or a warm personality. How dare she disrespect Rebel's mum? The next person wrote, I believe her. She has good judgment. Harry's wife is a narcissist. She acted like she's the monarch when she married a spare to the throne, another supporter of Wilson said. Last March, Wilson mocked the royal couple in their explosive 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey, in which the parents of the two spoke about the suit's alum's suicidal thoughts and their feelings of emotional and financial abandonment by the royal family. While introducing the nominations during the BAFTA 2022 Film Awards, the Cat star quipped, from drama to fantasy, Harry and Harry's wife's Oprah interview had it all. Unfortunately, that's not nominated in this category, but some incredible films are. Let's take a look at some of the most outstanding British films this year. So, another celebrity identifying that Harry's wife is not particularly pleasant. More and more people are doing so, and as can be seen in the reactions, there are still some who are blind to what she is, but there are others who are keenly aware. A quick dip below the line on page 6, Our Rights states, before Harry's wife put Harry in a choke collar, he was like the big dog who welcomed everyone into the house, even the thieves like the one he married. As for Harry's wife, she had to assess the value of Rebel and her mother before deciding how to treat them. Apparently, they were evaluated and they were found wanting. T-Bar responds, Harry's wife is a fake social climbing narcissist, and she's not very good at that. Her bad behaviour set off warning bells in the Duke and Duchess of Wales, but Harry was too mentally messed up to see it. The whole royal family should stay far away from this gold digger because she will do anything to get what she wants. Really writes, did it occur to anyone that she was asking about the kids because she would have liked to meet them? That there was negative content in the question. Perhaps Rebel interpreted it as rude, or page 6 wrote it as being rude to garner views. Gracie responds, I'm with you. I don't see how asking someone where their kids are is intrusive or rude. Now, if they wanted to know your reported income to the IRS last year, then yes, they're out of line. Oh, Harriet, exactly. Asking about someone's kids is an icebreaker and can put a conversation on an equal footing, so to speak. Fancy number 5. In all the pictures from official duties, Harry's wife looks miscast as a royal, trying too hard to look a certain way, outfits and hair often wrong, and she looks uncomfortable. VV Curl. I still can't believe how badly Harry's wife bungled this royal gig. She could have had the world in the palm of her hand and created something positive, a force of good in the world. Instead, she's just a mess of petty and base feelings of jealousy over her sister-in-law. Truth not lies. She treats people as they treated her. Rebel even admitted it. Someone comes up to me that I've never met and boldly asks, where are your kids? Is not going to get the nice me, but the protective me that wants to know why you're asking about my kids when we've never even met. Swan song. But wait, I thought Harry's wife was a hugger. According to her, she hugs everyone when she guest meets them. Jen Bear, never forget Harry's wife is the second coming of Nelson Mandela. Alan Ross responds, she thinks she's the second coming of Mary, mother of Christ. Would not. Harry's wife tries way too hard to come across as nice. She's overly nice and it makes her look plastic and fake. That's why she barely made it in Hollywood. She's a terrible actress. Not much support for her in the below-the-line comments. Mention made of her being a narcissist and also identifying the contradictory behaviours. Another person putting the boot in, metaphorically, towards Harry's wife, demonstrating that the friends that she has are few and far between. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.